Hi everyone, so this is a little video basically for the Schumacher Cougar 2 Works drivers, and well, basically if you're running a Schumacher and you're on the Castle fitments. So those are your Castle fitments that any of you that aren't aware, but if you're watching this I'm pretty sure you will know. So it's just something that I've come across, people have asked a few times, and that's basically running two-wheel drive tyres on the Aerodisk wheels. So I do like the Aerodisk wheels, I like the way they look. So now that these are just readily available, these are what I'm going to be running. Obviously they are a wider fitment than a regular two-wheel drive rim. So as you can see there, these are basically a four-wheel drive rim. They'll take a four-wheel drive tyre nicely. And if you're running a two-wheel drive, you're pretty much always going to want to run a tyre along the likes of this. So I'm getting some prep done for the Scott Ernst meeting that's coming up at the weekend. So I'm going to be gluing up a set of these, which are hopefully all that I need. Hopefully we don't get any rain, otherwise I'm going to have to get a set of silvers glued up. But so I've seen pictures where people have got the two-wheel drive rim and they've put it on as you would normally. I'll just quickly get this on. So it's obviously going to be a bit of a stretch, but once you get this tyre on, it's not going to seat properly, it's not going to look right. And that's purely down to the fact that obviously you are stretching this tyre over. So we'll just get it seated in. I'm not bothered about it looking all nice and proper, but that's what you're left with. So obviously a foam in there would probably help give it some and make it keep some of its shape, but it's not perfect, it's not ideal. What you can do, and it's what a lot of people do, four-wheel drive drivers will basically fit them on. So again, we're pretty much there, and they'll run with the tyre mounted. So the tyre is fitted as it would be normally, and then obviously you're just going onto the inside of the actual rim. So we'll just quickly get this off again. So obviously when you're looking at the tyres, obviously your bead's going to sit in these two outer grooves. On the Aerodisk wheels, we're fortunate that we've got a nice little area just here where the tyre can seat. So yes, trimming it away, that's basically all it is. I've had people ask me. So what I use, just a standard blade. This has got a new blade in it, and one of the ones, you don't have to do it, but your little air hole on there, I'll always start where that is, and then I know that I've done so many rotations, but I've not looked at how many rotations is best. But I'll get this cut through, or not cut through, basically scored, and I'm just going to go around this 3 times, and just with having that marker, that point, we know we've come up to the hole now. So that's the second time round, so we'll go around one more time. I'm not putting on a massive amount of force, and obviously just be wary that it's a sharp blade and your thumb's sat at the end. Don't want it like slipping off, coming in through your fingers. So we will just continue round, and that's round for the 3rd time. So basically I've just scored right up on the inside on there. And then if you've got some flush cuts, don't have to use them, but I just find if you just break a point on here and then cut in to there, and then just a case of snapping it back. It will go off. Obviously if you find it's a little bit hard, you can just go around and score it again, but it's pretty much 3 times round is enough. So we'll just get this broken off. And then it just comes off just like that. Obviously you will have some little edges on the side. Again, just my blade just at a slight angle, and I'm not cutting in to the rim, I'm just letting it pick up the rough parts. You could just use some sandpaper, you could even just put it on a flat surface and just scuff it all nice and flat. But it's just, this is just the way that I do it, so it's just me. And then once that's all shaved off, obviously it's not terribly important, but you don't want to go too deep with it, because obviously if you go too deep into there, then this is going to want to start coming off. So now we've got that cut, and then as you can see, we match up nicely there. We've still got that edge just in there. So now when you come to put your tyre on, we just pop her on. And the only thing you've got to be careful of is that obviously you don't have that full lip. So the bit that we've just cut off now, we don't have that full lip there and there. So basically the tyre could and would want to sort of like slide right off. So it's just a case of going through and then looking, making sure that the tyre is seated right up to the edge. So just pull it up and you'll be able to see that it's all seated on there. We're all seated in there. And that's it done. So obviously it just needs a bit of pulling around, but basically once you've got it all matched up, pulled right up to the edge on there, it's just a case of getting it glued up. It's not something you have to do, but what I do is I have a habit of gluing this side first, which is the side that has the actual inner bit. I'll glue that side. Once that side's all cured, I'll then come along, starting at the dot again. It's just a reference point that I use, and then just go through it, double check, make sure that it's all on the rim, and then as you pull it back, expose, get your glue in there, and then you just want to make sure that you do pull it up so it's all seated up nicely up into that end there, and then pop your cap on, and then there we go. We now have 2-wheel drive front Aerodiscs. So that's just one little tip. Hopefully I'm not teaching people to suck eggs. I know some people this will be completely suck eggs video, but there's a lot of people, like I say, that haven't known that you can do it, haven't known what to do exactly. So if this video helps you out, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment. But that's it for now. I've got a few more little things to do. But yeah, need to get ready for the Robin Hood. Sorry, the Scotty Ernst meeting at Robin Hood next weekend. So I need to get gluing up some tyres. That's all for now. Cheers, guys. Take care.